Well, the left has found its preferred angle of attack on new abortion laws in Alabama and Georgia and elsewhere, and you can just guess what it is. They're racist. Women's March leader Linda Sarsour tweeted this, that white women, quote, uphold the patriarchy and are therefore responsible for Georgia's new heartbeat law. She's an out-of-the-closet racist, but still taken seriously for some reason. Model and Planned Parenthood spokeswoman Emily Ratajkowski says the laws will perpetuate, quote, the industrial prison complex by preventing black women from getting abortions. Those are her words. They're not our words. On the left, keeping black children alive is racism. Aborting black children is racial justice. Matt Bevin is the governor of Kentucky and recently appealed a federal court decision striking down one of his state's laws on abortion. Governor Bevin joins us tonight. Governor, thanks very much for coming on. What do you make of this argument?
It is so empty. When you consider the fact that over 40% of all of the abortions performed in America are the taking of young black lives, that more black children, more blacks, period, are killed by abortion than crime, accidents, cancer, disease, AIDS, every other cause of death combined does not add up to the number of blacks that are killed by abortion. And for people to come out and say that it is somehow racial justice to be able to kill black children before they're even born is a remarkably empty argument and highly offensive, frankly, to many people like myself.
And you say that out loud. You're not embarrassed to say what you just said, but so often Republicans don't say that. They just sort of let this argument go unanswered. The people who are encouraging abortion in black neighborhoods are able to seize the moral high ground somehow. Why?
Look where these abortion clinics are established. They are in minority neighborhoods. They intentionally prey upon minorities. The fact that over 60% of abortions are performed on people of color, this is everything that Margaret Sanger wanted when she started Planned Parenthood. She was a eugenist. She was somebody who preached eugenics. She wanted to see that certain undesirable people were weeded out of the populace. And while they pretend they no longer espouse that, that is exactly what they're doing. It is offensive. It is genocidal in many respects, but we're all instructed to turn a blind eye. The reason you are seeing all of this legislation now in states across America is because the more we know medically, the more we know scientifically, the more it is clear that we are killing human beings who do not have any voice, and people are appropriately outraged.
Even now, I would argue, you hear people justify industrial-scale abortion, which is what we have millions of abortions over the past 40 years, justify it in ways that suggest they don't think that people in poor neighborhoods, many of them African-American, ought to have a ton of kids. Why is that not a racist argument?
It's a remarkably racist argument. The reality, again, it is eugenics. They can couch it in any other term they want. We passed a law here in Kentucky that says you're not allowed to kill a child in the womb based on its race or based on its gender or a disability. And I was immediately sued by the ACLU. People in Planned Parenthood, they think that it's inappropriate to be able to defend those who can't defend themselves. It is highly racist. The abortion industry intentionally targets people of color. This should be an outrage to people. But indeed, in polite company, we're expected to ignore it and pretend that it's not what it is. Blatant racism perpetrated on people who are defenseless.
I'm sorry to chuckle. I would love to hear the conversation where you propose legislation or shepherd through legislation that prevents people from committing abortion on the basis of skin color, and the ACLU says you can't do that because why?
The hypocrisy is rank. It really is. And when you consider, and again, we used language specifically from existing federal laws, the civil rights laws and the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act. We used language already in statute in this, and we're immediately sued by the very people who pretend to be the defenders of that language for people outside the womb. We know these are human beings. We know that they're being killed. We know that we are wiping out entire generations of people of color in this nation, and we're doing it for profit in places like Planned Parenthood, and we're expected to turn a blind eye. And myself and governors in other states and other people are fed up with it.
Well, you should be. You have every reason to be. Governor, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.